Hello, welcome to my 30-day challenge. So today, to begin with, I want you to make sure that you've read your email and gone through with your diary to schedule in every single day, or maybe at least the first week, of how you're going to fit this 10 minutes into your day. It's so important that you really focus on this and make it a priority. It's so easy to let it slide, and of course there may be a couple of days that you miss. Hopefully you'll be able to make those up and do 2 videos some days if needed, but I really want you to just take that time to make sure that you're really going to commit to the challenge and get the most out of it. So we're starting with breathing because it's one of the most important things when it comes to your pelvic floor function. We take 20,000 breaths or so every single day, so how you breathe has a massive impact on what's going on in your core. I want you to bring one hand around your rib cage in like a sort of a claw hand, and bring it around your ribs, and one hand onto your belly, and take some nice deep breaths and just notice where your breath moves. So does all of your breath come into your ribs and your hand on your belly doesn't really move? Does all of your breath come into your belly and your hand on your rib cage doesn't really move? And you don't need to judge yourself, you don't need to stress about it, but just beginning to raise your awareness of how your breath moves through your body is going to be really, really helpful in making long-term changes to how you breathe. Ideally, what we want to happen is that we want you to inhale and your breath to move into your lungs and expand your rib cage, and then any leftover breath comes into your belly. So to help you to do that, in case your ribs aren't moving so easily, which is quite common, we're going to grab a band, and it can be, but this one is a yoga strap, so it's got sort of a lot of resistance in it. You might have a stretchy band, that's okay. You can use a dressing gown cord, you can use anything. If you really don't have anything, you can also use your hands. But you're going to bring that around your rib cage and just take 5 deep breaths, imagining that you're trying to push the band away with your ribs, and feeling your breath move into the band as you inhale, and then feeling your ribs soften down as you exhale. Feel the breath move into your band. And feel it soften. Breathing in and breathing out. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. And then, although for most people it is the ribs that we really need to focus on, I'm just going to bring you onto all fours as well to really try and let your belly soften. So it's really common to hold some tension in your belly. I just want you to take 5 more breaths, and here just let your belly relax. And then breathe out and feel it just relax down with the exhale too. Breathe in, feel your belly expand and release. And then feel it draw back as you exhale. You don't need to actively draw it in. We're just going to use, and maybe for some of you it might be helpful to come to sitting and just have your hands there. Let your hands move into your belly. Especially for people with C-section scars or appendix scars, any other scarring, particularly around here, but actually anywhere in your body, it can be really common to hold and not breathe into that area. So I really want you to connect to that area. Maybe bring your hands to the area that you find it hard to breathe into. And one more breath here. So if you do find it hard to breathe into your rib cage, we're going to just do a little bit of rib mobility now. So finding your sit bones, sitting nice and tall, and sit bones, for anyone who doesn't know, are these bits right underneath your bum cheeks. Really push up through the flesh and you'll find the bones that I will talk about a lot in these sessions. So sit right on top of those. Try and sit with the opposite leg crossed to what feels normal to you, so it feels a bit weird as you sit there. Find a lovely length through your spine now, and then gently reach over into a side bend. Breathe into your rib cage, and it might be helpful to bring your hand around there so you can feel that expansion of the breath. And then gently come through the centre. Keep a long spine as you reach over to the other side. Breathe into your rib cage here, and And then come all the way back to center and reach over the other way. Inhale into your ribs and then reach that arm up, flex your wrist, just gently open your chest to the ceiling and then twist your spine to gently thread it through. Send your breath into your ribs and then come back through the center and reach over the other way. Breathe into it and then reach that arm up, flex your wrist, gently open your chest and then twist your spine and thread it through. And then make your way round onto all fours, and we're just going to do a few cats, which are one of my favourite exercises, but just with a focus on opening the back of your rib cage. So we've got that real focus on allowing the breath to move into bits that might be a bit sticky, and we'll do cats with lots of different focuses, but today I just want you to feel that opening through the back of your ribs and then release back into a flat back again. Breathing out as you round your spine and then breathe in as you release back into neutral. And we'll talk on another day about why we breathe this way as we do a cat. But just trust me, it's great for your pelvic floor to breathe like this. And last one, breathing out as you round your spine and then breathe in to release into a flat back. And then you can come to sitting, you can come stay on your knees, you can come up to standing, and we're just going to do some shoulder circles. So it's really important to get movement through your shoulder blades to allow your ribs to move properly as we breathe. If your shoulder blades are really stuck, it makes it much harder to get that movement in the rib cage. So this is a really nice, easy way that you can literally do every day without too much bother to just create a bit more mobility, and then perhaps less easy to do in your office or wherever you are, but some elbow circles with again that focus on allowing the shoulder blades to move. So don't get stuck on just what's happening here. Really think about the movement coming from the middle of your back, because we want to think that your arms start in the middle of your back. And let's just do one more. And then grab hold of your band. This one is a bit better with a band with less resistance, but it's not essential. With more resistance, so that you've got a bit, it's not going to stretch with you. But if you've only got a stretchy thing, that's fine. So we're going to hold quite wide on the band and then float your arms up over your head. Stretch out across your chest as you take the band back behind you. You might be holding a bit tight and want to open a bit wider to give yourself a bit more space. You don't want a feeling of kind of clunking shoulders and clicky shoulder. Well, you may get a few creaks as you move forward and back, but not like a big clunk in the shoulder as you take the arms up and then back again. And again here, what we're trying to do is mobilize the upper body, because when your upper body has more movement in it, you breathe better and then your core will work better. Now leave the arms up over your head, and this time just circle your rib cage around your pelvis. And you can, some of you might not be comfortable on your knees. I'm kneeling just so that my head doesn't get cut off in the camera, but this is quite nice to do in standing as well. Just really feeling that movement of the rib cage, finding that mobility there. And about 3 in each direction should be pretty good. And then relax. Pop your band to one side and then make your way round onto your back. So this is just a quick win. I know lots of you will be wanting to get a bit more burn than we've currently done, but it's really important to get all of these kind of principles in place. So we're just going to start to build a little bit of strength with a pelvic lift. So you're going to exhale to round your spine, press into your feet and peel away from the floor one vertebrae at a time. Breathe in at the top and then breathe out, soften your throat, soften your breastbone and slowly curl back down again. So when you do this, this is one of my favourite exercises for the pelvic floor. There was a study that showed that a bridge like this is can get a 56% stronger pelvic floor contraction than just a Kegel on its own, which is why I'm so passionate about this idea of holistic pelvic floor health, and not just thinking of the pelvic floor as being something that we just contract and release, that actually moving and exercising your whole body is really going to be fantastic for providing strength through the pelvic floor. And I just want you for today, and we're going to go through things in much more detail as we move through the days, but for today, just see if you can tune in to the fact that when you lift your bum up, your pelvic floor does naturally, without you doing anything, switch on. Don't worry if you can't feel that. It's really normal to not have that connection the first time you think about it. But hopefully by the end of this 30 days, you will really have a much stronger connection with your pelvic floor, and something like this you will be able to tune into, and it starts today. So I want you just to use this exercise to start to build that relationship with your pelvic floor. Just a little flag that if it hurts in your back, then don't lift so high, so you can literally just hover an inch off the floor. And then if that hurts, just to literally lift your bum up, then do get in touch with me. I'm really happy to chat through any questions that you've got, anything that's not working in your body. Where it's great if it hurts is your bum and the backs of your legs. And a nice way to get more connection is to think of pulling your heels towards your bum, so you really activate through the backs of your legs. So that's day one done. Well done, and well done for turning up, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.